Welcome back to Mario Kart Double Dash. And I forget the name of the second cup, so I can't do a fancy intro, but now we're going to play as Luigi stealing Mario's girl. Because why not? It's the Flower Cup. But yeah, this game has some weird sort of unlock system. For some reason, when you start, you only get 3 cups available, and fair enough having these special cup as an unlockable one, but to get that, you have to beat the Star Cup on 100cc, not 150. I don't get that at all. Yeah, this particular track, I don't like tracks in Mario Kart that have other cars on the road, because it just gets in the fucking way, you know.
Yeah, the Toad Circuit's the best one.
That's the one from 8, right?
Yeah.
That looks so a little bit like City Escape, but you know. Now, we touched briefly on this in the previous part, but the main gimmick of Mario Kart Double Dash is that there are 2 racers in every car. Like you saw at the start of both of the cups, I had to pick 2 players to use instead of 1 like I would in other Mario Kart games. And that to me is just a gimmick. It's overall inoffensive, but the detraction that it causes for me gameplay wise is that all the characters have an exclusive item each. So Mario and Luigi, for example, get the fireballs. And annoyingly, if you want the triple shells, like triple red shell or triple green shell, you have to pick the Koopa or Paratrooper characters, which are light characters, and I prefer playing as heavy characters. So I get a little bit screwed over there, which is irritating.
Yeah, because I noticed with Bowser in the previous part, he got that giant spiked shell.
Yeah, I do like the spike shell weapon, admittedly. I kind of wish that was a main weapon in later games, because, you know, it's pretty fucking beast. It's kind of like the Mega Mushroom in the New Super Mario Bros. Games, in the fact that it's huge, it's overkill. And thinking about the Mega Mushroom and the New Super Mario Bros. Games and that, it's made me think the more recent Mario platformers on the whole have kind of been a little bit sort of at the back of me mind, not really that prominent. What experience have you guys got with the more recent Mario platformer games?
Well, I played New Super Mario Bros. On the DS. I remember playing the 64 one on the DS as well.
It's more a remake than one of the actual New Super Mario Bros. Series.
I played Super Mario Bros. On the Wii U and Super Mario 3D World, which I really loved.
3D World, I need to get another copy of that. That's a fun game. No, I never got around to beating, but I probably should.
That was a really enjoyable game.
Yeah, to me, I think the problem with some of the more recent Mario games is that they feel a little bit sterile, they're very playing it safe. That's the problem I get with the New Super Mario Bros. Games. Playing them in themselves, they are plenty fun, but they just really don't feel as imaginative as they could. They feel very safe.
Yeah.
And I think the kind of point where that came to a head was that shortly after New Super Mario Bros. U, New Super Mario Bros. 2 on the 3DS came out, and they're very similar. You can't really get away with that, you know?
Yeah. But it feels like they're kind of dodging the new Super Mario Bros. Games now.
Well, they kind of have to, aren't they? Because there's only so much you can do with that, and you can't really get away from doing one system.
Plus, Galaxy is a very good game.
Galaxy, again, the thing with me and the Mario platformers is that I can respect some of them for what they are, particularly the Galaxy games, the amount of production value in that is beautiful. Not exactly my thing, and that's why I've never got around to just sitting down and beating them, but I do respect what they're doing, and I've got a lot more appreciation for them than the sort of play it safe platformers. But that's one of the biggest critics of Nintendo in general lately, isn't it? That they're very playing it safe. Up until, this is where we're gonna get into recent Nintendo happenings. that you know we're obviously going to get to. So the more recent Wii U games that have caused a bit of controversy, there's Star Fox Zero.
That was sort of mixed
opinions,
wasn't it?
Yeah, I think some of the biggest criticisms come from the fact that it's 64 again, but with motion controls. Yeah, and so it's like the two Nintendo quirks of recycling and reliant on the gimmick.
It feels like they're trying to ram that gamepad down your throat.
Which, yeah, that is itself. And there's also stuff like the more recent Paper Mario games, which let's make an RPG without a story properly. That's one of the things, like, apparently that's Miyamoto's influenced like a lot of this stuff, and I respect the guy. Like, some of his earlier stuff, like, pretty groundbreaking, you know, early Mario games. Like, early Zelda, I don't like Zelda 1, but, you know, that's pretty establishing something. But the thing is, he's not that great when it comes to things that are more complex. And the idea of focus exclusively on gameplay, forget story, forget characterization, that doesn't work with games that aren't basic platformers, you know? But what we've been leading up to, the Switch. Impressions, dude.
It looks interesting, and that's all I can say. That's all anybody can really say at the moment. We can't make any decisions because we know bugger all about it.
Because, you know, after leaving people hanging, not knowing what the hell this thing that's been sort of teased and leaked and that for so long, the 3-minute trailer will tell us everything we need to know. See you in January. Yeah, Chris, have you caught up with any of that?
What do you mean by the Switch?
The new Nintendo system.
Alright, no, I haven't caught up with that. Did you put anything up? Just the name?
It's, think of the Wii U, except it's now just the gamepad, and the controls can come off the side and combine into a proper controller.
They've odd.
They tried making a hybrid console that is also a handheld.
Personally, I do appreciate what they're going for. In theory, it's a way to have more powerful games that are portable, and you kind of need that at this point because, like, the 3DS is a good system. I'm not going to take that away from it, but you know, it's not console quality.
Yeah, so if they're games like Monster Hunter definitely show that. I mean, they're still really good games on that. I love Monster Hunter on the 3DS, but the graphics aren't exactly something to talk about. In a good way.
Yeah, and then particularly if you've got an original 3DS model, some more recent intense games chug like a bitch. I know I've heard the Horror Warriors port plays like shit on an original one. Like, if you want to play that,
I don't know how it handles on the regular XL. I have no idea.
I would imagine that's the same as the OG one. I've heard it plays pretty well on the new 3DS. What is with this fucking new name this game, by the way? It's fucking stupid.
God, the Switch isn't called the new Wii U or the Wii U Me.
Nintendo Wii U U.
Yeah, or the Wii U. Because you just know those were most likely ideas that were written down on a napkin that they had in the meeting.
Right next to the Nintendo One.
And the Nintendo Vita.
Nintendo, for all their charms and that, they haven't been good at marketing in a while, so I'm curious to see how well the Switch will go down. It does bother me that they've left it so late to start marketing things, because this thing I think is due out in March, isn't it?
Yeah. Also, if they called it the Nintendo One, I can't help but feel that people would call it the Nintendo.
Or it's better than the current jokes going around about Nintendo giving you the Switch.
What's this track called?
This is, I think this is the Wario or Waluigi.
This is Waluigi Stadium, I think.
I always get this one confused with the Wario one.
I know it's Waluigi, I just don't know the last part of its name.
I think it's just Stadium, isn't it? Like, the thing with me with Mario Kart tracks is I distinctly remember what they look like, the particular set pieces of them. I just can't remember the fucking names. Like, there's a few that I'll remember, like a few favourite ones. Like, I remember Baby Park because it is hype in its own way, and like Luigi Circuit at the start and all that good shit. But you know,
I like the fact that with the Switch they're trying to lure in other gamers by showing off Skyrim being portable. It's like, look, it's Skyrim. You can take it on the go now.
Yeah,
please like it.
I'd be curious to see how powerful games on it do get, because this is something me and Stephen were talking about off recording earlier. The base model cards that they're releasing, because it's using cartridges now, are 16 gig. And a lot of games now are significantly higher. That doesn't mean they can't also release higher capacity cards as and when need be.
But for the meantime, you need about 10 cards.
Or it's just, these are the game cards that they're selling the games on. So it's like, are things gonna be a bit too compressed? Are we gonna get gimped down versions of games from other platforms? The 3DS, to be fair, works in a similar way. Like, there are base gig models for the game cards, but more intense games just have bigger ones. But I just think there are certain games, I think Infinite Warfare, I know, has broke 100 gig as far as I recall. So if games like that sort of thing get ported, that could also be a bit of a Nintendo gimp thing, which has happened with the Wii and Wii U.
100 gig though for a game, jeez, loads.
These are high res games. They've got a lot to them. Games are pretty intense now.
The hard drive space only 500 gig anyway. That's almost all of it. You're
yeah.
There you go.